ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mark Richardson from Housing Now TO. Alexi Guerra is with me, another one of our volunteers. We're really here today to talk about 140 Merton and how to maximize the affordable housing opportunities on city-owned lands. First of all, happy anniversary. It was a year ago last weekend that the mayor announced these Housing Now sites. This is the second site that is coming to this committee. Last month, we sent in a letter of support for your site at Victoria Park because we felt that it was appropriately dense enough and providing enough affordable housing on city-owned land. Our goals are to be public and open, to give you guys a clarity of information, a transparency of process, and to track against your targets. I'm going to steal a little thunder from the Housing Occupancy Trends report that was also filed today by your staff. Net migration to Toronto is increasing. The growth plan forecasts 3.4 million people in the city by 2041. Important, household growth outpaces population growth. You have more small individuals, households, than you have population arriving because more people are living alone. One-person households continue to be the largest household type, and these two are really important for this. Persons aged 50 to 69 have increased the most, and the population of those aged 70 and over has increased the second most. You have a gray wave coming. You need to get ready for it. And the majority of older households still live in houses and low-rise units. It's going to be hard for those people to stay and age in place in some of those buildings. Last week, the CMHC gave a presentation here in Toronto. It had some interesting advice considering CMHC is where you're going to be asking for most of your money for some of these projects. Ineffective supply is at the root of housing affordability problems in our city. Toronto land accounts for 77% of the cost of new housing. Densification is not the only answer, but is without doubt the most effective, the most necessary, the most logical, and it is missing beyond minor tinkering. Aggressive, even disruptive densification will be necessary if our cities are to continue to serve as engines of economic growth, innovation, job creation that benefits all Canadians. So that's what the CMHC is giving you as advice on these sites. We have a looming housing crisis for seniors, and we're very far behind on getting ready for it. So 140 Merton Street. Good news, CreateTO has 0.8 acres of land there. It's transit served, as the folks from Sarah were talking about previously. The original development concept for this site was a 15-story mixed-use building. It was seniors-oriented housing, 150 residential units, 75 of them affordable. Retaining a heritage building, there's a gray box, you may not be able to see it very well, but there's a gray box down here. There's a really dramatic setback on this site because of a heritage building that was only defined as heritage in 2017. Alexi and some of our other volunteers came back with an alternative design for that same piece of land, 26-story mixed-use building, 293 residential units, 148 market rental, 145 affordable rental. We also included memory care in there for seniors-oriented housing. We designed it for a nonprofit with the expanded community space, but we took your heritage facade and we moved it closer out to the street. And we added most of the other things that the folks from Sarah were asking for with regards to building design. This is what it looks like in the context of all the other buildings that are being proposed around there currently. Some pre-exist. The purple ones are other proposals that are going on. Your staff came back in September with a slightly increased number, and this is what we refer to as CMHC's idea of minor tinkering, 180 units, targeting up to 100% affordable and an 18-story building. So what we're asking for is that you ask staff here to be bolder on this site and frankly on all of the sites for Housing Now. Give staff an explicit direction to maximize the numbers of seniors housing and affordable housing units you can locate on each site. They don't have that right now. They have lots of other things that they have to conform to. There isn't an explicit direction that you have to maximize the number of units. Reduce or remove the heritage constraints on this site so that they can be more flexible and not have as large a setback. To build a taller, denser project on this site, to have the project align with the direction provided by the province and by CMHC. And that's under 5 minutes.